highs and lows are in working order. How I would know that is like before you come out of the truck after your what's it called, air brakes test, turn on the all lights light. You know the switch I'm talking about? All right, all reflectors and lights, not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. They're securely mounted to the tractor, red to the rear, amber elsewhere.
Just so everybody knows, this is a real truck driver right here.
I don't know about that.
5 years on the force. He's even got the truck driver belt. See that? It's authentic. Don't worry, I'll edit that out.
No, but it's unhooked. It should come unhooked.
This is the start of the video, bro. Here, let me help you out. There we go. Okay.
I guess you gotta really yank it.
He really needed to yank it. Alright, so here we go.
Alright. We have our alternator. Alternator is not cracked, broken. It is securely mounted. It is belt driven. There's no more than 3/4 of an inch minimum plate in the belt. We have our exhaust. I wouldn't touch it actually, probably not. Our exhaust is not cracked, broken. It's securely mounted. It's not leaking. There's no soot on the exhaust, which would be an indication of a leak. We have our frame. Our frame is not cracked or broken. It has no legal holes or welds in it. Okay, around to the driver's side. No excessive leaks or spills. Then we got our coolant reservoir. Coolant reservoir is not cracked, broken, or leaking. It's filled at the proper level. It's securely mounted. We have our oil fill point and our dipstick. Pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it out again, get an accurate oil reading. I'll add no more than 1 gallon at a time if it is low. Then we have our water pump. Our water pump is gear driven. It is not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it's securely mounted. Pull it to the cockpit of the tractor, and we have the air compressor. The air compressor is also gear driven. It's not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it is securely mounted. Now we have our wires and hoses. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. They're not leaking, they're not frayed or dragging, and they're securely mounted. Then we have all our steering components. All our steering components are not cracked, broken, bent, and they are securely mounted. All castle nut and cotter pins are secure at each connection. We have the power steering reservoir. Power steering reservoir is not cracked, broken, or leaking. It's securely mounted. It is also filled to the proper level. Yeah, not cracked. Yeah, I said everything on that. Then we have the power steering hose. There's no abrasions, bumps, or cuts. It's not leaking, and it's securely mounted to the power steering reservoir and the power steering box. We have the power steering box. The power steering box is not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it is securely mounted. Then we have the spring mount. The spring mount is not cracked, broken, and it is securely mounted. We have the leaf springs or springs. These right here, not cracked, broken, or missing, and they're securely mounted. We have our U-bolts. Our U-bolts are not cracked, broken, and they're securely mounted. Right behind that, we have our shock absorber. Our shock absorber is not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it is securely mounted. Now we're going to do the front brakes. We have our air line or air hose. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It's not leaking, and it's securely mounted. We have our brake chamber or air brake chamber. It is not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it is also securely mounted. Then we have our slack adjuster. Our slack adjuster is not cracked or broken, and it's securely mounted. Then we have our push rod. Our push rod is not cracked, broken, and it's securely mounted. It is within the proper adjustment, has no more than 1 inch of travel. Then we have our brake rotors. Our brake rotors, can't see them, but our brake rotors are not cracked, broken, or leaking. Oil seal is in place, filled to the proper level. The oil seal is in good condition. And then we have our brake pads. Also can't see them. Our brake pads are not cracked, broken, or separated. They can have no less than 1/4 of an inch at the minimum, no less than 1/4 of an inch at the thinnest point in the brake lining. I got fucking tongue tied. All right, now we have our tires. Our tires are no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. Filled with proper inflation, evenly worn. They cannot have recaps. 430 seconds minimum tread on these front tires. Then we have our rims. Also, tires can leak air, so you can say not leaking if you want. The rims are not cracked or broken. There's no legal welds or hammer marks. We have our valve stem. Our valve stem is not cracked, broken, or leaking. It is in good condition. We have our lug nuts. Lug nuts are not cracked, broken, or missing. And there's no rust on the rug nuts. On the lug nuts, which would be an indication of looseness. And we have an oil seal. The oil seal is not cracked or broken or leaking. The oil seal is in place. It's securely mounted to the tire. It is filled the proper filled the proper level, and it's in good condition. All right, now we're gonna do the door. The door's not cracked or broken. Opens and closes. This one doesn't, because it's locked. And it's not cracked, broken, securely mounted. Then we have our hinges. Hinges are not cracked or broken. They're securely mounted. Our mirror bracket, it is not cracked or broken. It's securely mounted. Then we have the door seal. The door has one on the side and one underneath. The door seal is not cracked or broken. It's not leaking, because it can leak, and it is in good condition. It's not cracked, broken, or missing. You have to say that. Got your fucking death. You don't have to say that. And then you have your oil, your fuel tank and straps. It is not cracked or broken. It's securely mounted. It's not leaking. Then you have your fuel cap. Your fuel cap is not cracked or broken. It's not leaking. It is securely mounted onto the fuel tank with T-bar and chain. And the rubber seal on the bottom of the fuel cap is in good condition. Now we have our header board. Header board is not cracked, broken, or damaged. And then all the lights on the header board are not cracked, broken, or damaged, or missing, and they're in working order, and they're securely mounted to the header board. Okay. Then we got your electrical lines, your air hoses, and your glad hands. Electrical lines and air hoses have no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. They're not leaking. They're not frayed or dragging. They're securely mounted. Then we have our glad hands. Our glad hands, the seals on the glad hands are in good condition. That's all you have to say, and they're not leaking, because they can leak air. Then you have your catwalk and steps, not cracked, broken. They're securely mounted and free of debris. Right underneath catwalk and steps, you have the drive shaft and the U-joint. Drive shaft and U-joint are both not cracked, broken, and they're securely mounted. Now we're going to go to rear suspension. You have the torque arm right there. The torque arm is not cracked, broken, or bent, and it's securely mounted. Then we have our spring mount. The spring mount is not cracked, broken, and it is securely mounted. Underneath that, we have our springs. Our springs are not cracked, broken, or missing, and securely mounted. Then we have our U-bolts. Our U-bolts are not cracked or broken, securely mounted. Right behind that, we have our shock absorber. Shock absorber is not cracked or broken. It's securely mounted and it's not leaking. Right behind that, there's little, you can't really see them from here. They're called airbags. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. They're not leaking and they're securely mounted. Okay. Oh, fuck, I'm all tangled up. Now we're gonna go to our rear tires and rims. Do our rims first. Rims are not cracked or broken. There's no legal welds or hammer marks. The duals are bolted flat against each other and they are free of debris. Okay, then we got our tires. Our tires have no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. They're not leaking. Filled with proper inflation. Evenly worn. These tires can have recaps. Minimum tread is 230 seconds. 230 seconds minimum tread on these rear tires. That should be it for the rear tires. And then, no, we're not done. We're not even close to done. All right. Now we have our lug nuts. Even on this one, you can't see them. Lug nuts are not cracked, broken, or missing. There's no rust on the lug nuts, which would be an indication of looseness. You have your valve stem. It is not cracked or broken or leaking. It's securely mounted. Then you have your axle seal. Your axle seal is not cracked or broken. It is in good condition. Axle seal is in place. It's securely mounted into the tire or the rim, and it's filled to proper level. The rubber cap is also in good condition. The lug nuts, valve stem, that's the tires are done. Then you say, I will inspect my third axle.
Nope, you forgot brakes.
Oh fuck, I do that a lot.
Brake drums.
Okay, now we have our brake line, or air line. Air line has no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It is not leaking, it's securely mounted. Then you have your, what's it called? Your air brake chamber. It is not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it's securely mounted. Then you have your slack adjuster. Your slack adjuster is not cracked or broken, it's securely mounted. You have your push rod. Your push rod is not cracked or broken, it's securely mounted. It's within the proper adjustment, has no more than 2 inches of travel. Okay, then you got your brake drums. Your brake drums are not cracked or broken. The oil seal is in place. It is not leaking, and it's filled the proper level. And then you have your brake shoes. Your brake shoes are not cracked, broken, or separated. They can have no less than 1/4 of an inch at the thinnest point in the brake lining. That should be it. Okay, now I say I will inspect my third axle the same way I inspect my second axle. May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Okay, dumbass, continue. And they got your splash guards and mud flaps. These fuckers, not torn, ripped, or missing. They're securely mounted. And then you got your rear tractor lights, not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. They are in working order and registered to the rear. There's no amber on these. Okay, then we're gonna do the fifth wheel. Can't really see it. You got the platform and apron. Platform and apron, not cracked or broken. They're securely mounted. There's no gap between the platform and the apron, and the platform has ample amount of grease. And you got your fifth wheel release arm. Fifth wheel release arm is not cracked or broken, and it is in lock position. Then we have our mounting bolts. Mounting bolts are not cracked or broken or missing, and they're securely mounted. And we have our locking pin. Locking pin is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it is also in the lock position. Then the little squiggly thing over there is your airline. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It's not leaking, and it's securely mounted. Now, did I miss anything? I'm positive I didn't miss anything.
What would your last?
Mounting bolts.
Then you got your locking jaw and kingpin.
Ooh,
Oh, fuck. I'm going way too fast.
it's all
That's why I
good.
would say to kind of slow down.
Yeah, so your kingpin is not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. Your locking jaws are not cracked, broken, or damaged. And they are both securely, and then the kingpin is securely mounted to the bottom of the trailer. The locking jaw is securely mounted to the platform. And the kingpin is securely in place right in the lock jaw.
You
in
just
the air
say
lock position.
You just say the for the lock jaw. You just say lock jaw in lock position. Kingpin not cracked, broken, securely mounted.
All right. Got your side of the trailer. Side of the trailer is not cracked, broken, or damaged. All the reflectors on the side of the trailer are not cracked, broken, or damaged, or missing. They are in working condition. Amber to the front, red to the rear. Okay. Now we're going to do our cross members. Cross members are not cracked, broken, or missing, and they are securely mounted to the underside of the trailer. Then we have our landing gear. Landing gear is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they're all the way up. They're cranked all the way up, and the handle is in the stow position, as you can see right there. Stow position. Okay. Now we go back here. Where is it? Where's the release arm? Oh, okay. Body tandem release arm. It's right here. It's not cracked or broken. It's in the lock position. In the locking pin, there's one right there. It's that pin sticking out. It's not cracked, broken, or missing, and it's also in the lock position. Then we have our frame. Our frame is not cracked or broken, and it's securely mounted. And then you say, I will inspect my tandem axles the same way I inspected my drive axles with three exceptions. Okay. So you go to the spring mount, which this one is a little different. The spring mount's different. I can't see it. Well, anyway, we're going to call this spring mount. I'm pretty sure that is the spring mount.
Can you show us where?
Right here. No, that one isn't because it's bolted. It has to be welded. So that's not the spring mount. This one not even have a fucking spring mount?
If it's past a certain year, it might not.
Alright, well, can't find the spring mount, but the spring mount has to be bolted. It has to be welded, not bolted. Not
Welded,
cracked.
not bolted.
Yeah, it's cracked.
Okay.
It's not cracked or broken, it's securely mounted to the frame. You got your equalizer.
Where's the equalizer at?
Actually, I don't think that is the equalizer. This is a different truck. All these are different trucks.
Or trailer?
Yeah, different trailer, not the truck. So the equalizer is not cracked or broken, it's securely mounted. It should be in the middle right there. Then you have your oil seal. The oil seal is not cracked or broken, it's not leaking. It is filled at the proper level and it's securely mounted. And then we don't have to do the tires moving. You have your splash guards or mud flaps, not torn, ripped, or missing. They're securely mounted. And you have your door tie, which is fucking not here. The door tie would be right here. Oh, it's right there. That's it. Okay, the door tie is not cracked or broken, and it's securely mounted. Then we go to the rear of the trailer. We have the doors and the hinges. Doors and the hinges not cracked, broken, or damaged. Doors open and close. Then we have the tractor, the rear of the trailer lights. Not cracked, broken, or damaged, or missing. They're securely mounted to the rear of the trailer, and they are in working condition. That's it. And before I say what I need to say over here, I'll go and make sure I didn't miss none of that shit. I'll go over it if I think I missed something. And then I will say, I will inspect my passenger side of the trailer and tractor the same way I inspected my driver's side. This will end my pre-trip inspection.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.